they don't sometimes stick you and just be monotone. We have some vocal variety. It's also part of Toastmasters. We also teach you vocal variety. When to raise your pitch, when to lower your pitch, when to speak fast and when to speak slow. There are different ways on how to express your feelings. So the same thing applies even on table topics. Express your feelings, be more emphatic. And that's what table topics is all about. Be emphatic. This is just a lot of times, a lot of speakers and a lot of radio jockeys. They generally read this out before any type of message type of speak they give. Just I just it depends on you. So in conclusion, just remember, table topic is a very simple thing on how you take it. But be on time. And then in one time of order, I showed you the green, yellow, and red light card. So based on all those cards, structure your speech well. And of course, practice it with all of practice. The more you practice on table topics, and the more mistakes you make in table topics, the more you will learn. It's all through mistakes that we learn. And Toastmasters is a place where you learn by mistakes. It's a place where you make mistakes and no one is going to laugh at you. In fact, they won't laugh at you even if you make mistakes. So that's what we are about women Toastmasters. We encourage each other to grow. Like of course, 15 years ago when I became a Toastmaster, I was one of the worst speakers in the world. But of course, even if I could grow from being the worst speaker to even an average speaker, I'm sure you can all grow quite a bit. Okay, so what have we learned today? Just a recap first of all. That is, table topics is seen difficult because anyone who comes to the Toastmasters environment for the first time, I believe today there must be certain guests who come for the first time. Are you here for the first time? In Toastmasters. So of course for you it might be something anxious. For example, if I call you today, I will be calling you from the deliver a table topic. You might think that where am I stuck? But believe me, that's where everyone starts in table topics. Like getting stuck up and by not understanding the topic and by very confused. But I mean, over a period of time, you get comfortable in the center and you can deliver better topics over time. Yes.
But table topic is about 1 minute.
Yeah, you have to deliver, you have to speak on that topic for minimum of 1 minute.
If you don't able to deliver 1 minute,
That's what it's all about. I can understand now that if you're a guest, you might not be able to speak on it. But just ask yourself, think before thinking on the spot. That is, I mean, let's say if this is the topic, what can I really speak on? Structure yourself and you sort of to practice. Okay, then there are ways to make it easier and structure and effectiveness. Always remember each and every speech has got an opening, body, and conclusion. And tailor your response to the type of questions you see. And always remember, please end on time because you got the timer, know who your timer is. Just know what are the direct cards you should end on time. Okay, now I'll just take on certain practice table topics. And anyone can just come up over here. They might sound intimidating, but I mean, I'll work on with you. So then I mean, you may make it easy. That is, always understand, I'm giving you certain examples. If you get any topics which are intimidating, make those topics easier. And then approach those topics. How can you make those topics easier? And how can you deliver it with confidence? That's what counts. So anyone would like to work it, let's come up one by one. And then we just start with it. Yeah, please start. Favorite topic, speaker number 1. Okay. Your topic is, it is better to be poor and healthy rather than rich and sick. Just remember, your speech has to be structured. There must be an opening, there must be body, there must be right? So the real things. Okay, so better to be poor and healthy rather than rich and sick.
So good evening everyone. So I think it's better to be poor and healthy rather than rich and sick. Why I'm saying so? because I've seen many of examples in my life where I've observed that certain people who are very poor, who don't have affluent money, but then also they are able to live a life most prosperous and more healthy. And I would also say that more happy they are compared to the people I've seen which are rich and sick. So I think the example I have given. So another.
Whatever example, give an example. Why do you feel it is better to be poor and healthy rather than to be rich?
No, I have given an example.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what is your opinion based on that? Okay, what is your opinion? Alright. Okay. Now, think that give an example where you feel honestly can be. Yeah, I just have to give you one example. So friends, it is that you agree to this. That is, I agree that it is better to be poor and healthy rather than rich and sick. Now, tell me one thing. It is said that health is wealth. But tell me one thing. We have seen a lot of people, a lot of successful people who were not taking care of their health. And despite having all the wealth in the world, yet they were not able to accomplish their dreams. Let me just give an example. One example which I come across is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was one of the greatest pioneers and one of the greatest innovators in the world. Yet his health didn't support his ambitions. And because his health didn't support his ambitions, what he wanted to accomplish was totally short-lived. Okay, then what previous examples are? So give those examples. And that's why I'm of the opinion that health is wealth. Take care of your health. And that should be the first priority every day in the morning. Do some yoga, do meditation, do some exercise, whatever you like. But health comes first. If your health is good, wealth will follow. Right? So that's one of the approach which you may take. This is audio. Opinion, reason, example. Anyone else that would like to come? Your topic is a quitter can be a winner. A quitter can be a winner.
That's a very, I would say, thoughtful line. A quitter can be a winner. When we are dealing in a box of life, in any box of life, what we see that around us, we are not choosing consciously that why we want to do something. We just following the rat race, what is going on outside. If someone who has self-reflected on his or her own terms, then he or she would be fine that what path will be good for him or her. Then the person, the world who wants to do something for them, if he or she will choose consciously do that, then it can be a wisdom for that person. And for lifelong process, he or she would be a winner, not a because he could that thing. Because he self-realized that this thing is not for me, and in a longer run I would not be able contented by this thing. So that's all.
Okay, so whatever you were given an opinion, you were given a reason. The thing basically was examples. Examples. So for an example can be ideally it should be a person. I'm not saying only person, but even it can be an example of some well-known person who the audience is familiar about. Just I'm just giving an example. The way however quitting can be a winner. So friends, let me give you an example, and I agree to this topic. Quitters can be a winner. And of course, you don't have to be successful, you don't have to be a winner to be successful in life. Let me give you an example. Edmund Hillary, the first person who conquered Mount Everest. Do you think he conquered Mount Everest on the first attempt? Of course not. He went up to the Mount Everest, he went up almost half the level, and then he realized that he can't take it anymore. So at that time, he had to take a life-changing decision. Should he attempt to climb Mount Everest because he spent so much of his time and so much of his energy climbing it, and it just appeared to be just one day away climbing the Everest. But he had to take a life-changing decision of abandoning his mission to climb Mount Everest or to go up and risk his life. So he took a life-changing decision. He quit his decision and he came back down. And when he was asked why he quit, when he could easily take a little bit of risk and climb it. So he said a very important thing, that the mountain cannot grow in life, but I can grow in it. So I chose to quit and I chose to grow so that in my next attempt I will go up much more higher. So friends, there is no harm or loss of dignity in quitting in any project if you feel that you can grow ahead. So yes, quitters can also be winners, and quitters should not be looked down. And so just give an example which is credible to the audience and the audience can relate to it. That why quitting doesn't mean that you are a loser. Right? Okay, anyone else? Please. So your topic is the internet. It is a good master but a bad slave. The internet is a good master but a bad slave.
So, in today's digital age, the internet can be a good master and it can be a great slave also. So, I can quote an example. Like using AI tools, it can help us improving our efficiency, it can help us to do the work very easily and to achieve bigger targets. On the other side, improving our efficiency, like if we are on YouTube and we are on Instagram and we are just scrolling these reels and all, watching it, investing our time, and we are addicted towards this digitally, it can be slave, we can be slave to this digital world.
What kind of topic was this? Because I'm curious. Why is it a good master and a bad slave? I mean, I'm just saying, one of the very good approaches is pendulum. That is for and against. And again, an example for and an example for against. And again, personalizing your example. That is how internet has impacted you. How the internet has been a good master for you, and how internet has been a bad slave for you. So always give examples. An example for the way internet has been useful for me is because with internet I'm able to get any type of information for which it would take me hours and hours. 20 years ago I would have to go to an encyclopedia, I would have to go to the library to get it. And right now it's at the tip of the and the best thing is, if I want to even write a long thesis, there are tools for it. I just need to open ChatGPT and I just need to tell them what I want. In all my presentations, everything that is prepared for it. It is a good master. Now, how is it a bad slave? The internet, it is like, I don't feel I'm creative. It has created a loss of creativity as to what I could accomplish because things are just available online. So I don't have to struggle anymore to get any information. So I feel that the internet is a bad slave because there is too much dependence on that. A lot of things which we have to do everyone do not take it. But nevertheless, it depends on the perspective you take for it. That is, it saves your time if you are able to get the information at a click of a button. But however, it has made us more lazy. So for and against, the reason for it, example, and what is the reason. Okay. So who else? topic for you is, even if you're on the right track, you will get run over even if you just sit there. Even if you're on the right track, you will get run over even if you just sit there.
This is, I think this is the right statement. That if our God has given us a right path where we have to go, and if we know that by walking on this right path in our career, we can achieve a success. But if we are sitting on the path, like if we are not even doing any hard work in our life, and if we are not doing any hard work to achieve a success, then the right path will not be able to help us to achieve a success. Because sometimes we face a problem that to find out the right path, and if sometimes we fail to find the right path because there are many thoughts that come in our mind to find the right path. But if we get decided what is the right path, then automatically we know the way where we have to go. And if a person is sitting on a way instead of doing the hard work, like I give you an example of this. Like I was in a way like in my 12th standard, I was on a way that I want to score a good marks. For that I took the good coaching classes and each and everything. I got each and everything. I got the right teachers. And in 12th class I scored a good marks, a good percentage, 94.2. But that could have only been possible because I was on the right path and I did the hard work and I was doing it with consistency. Thank you everyone that if you are on the right track, we have to do the hard work. And God has given us the right track. Thank you.
What is this topic? What is smoking is wrong? Like, I'm not saying it's wrong. But I mean, what is this topic really means? Growth is necessary. Your actions are.
You have to keep progressing.
You have to keep on innovating, even despite being on the right path or right track. Okay, that is, innovation is important for anything. So just an example, like certain examples. I'm not saying that only this example. There are hundreds of examples. One example which just came to my mind when I heard this topic was an example of the old mobile companies which were very famous. An example, these let us say Nokia, or let us say all the Blackberries. Now, about 20 years ago, for those who are aware about those platforms, they were on the right track, but they got run over because they were just too complacent. They didn't innovate anything, whereas these new companies, Apple and Samsung and all that, they came up with some new features, with some more things, which were, maybe they were able to connect to the world, which was the requirement of the time. So even if you're on the right track, no matter where you are, but if you don't innovate yourself, if you don't think about tomorrow, where the world is headed tomorrow, you're not going to progress. You will become redundant. Okay? So this is just an example of these type of topics. So that's why it is a little bit important to just focus on the topic, understand what the topic is really expressing, and what it really is from the point. Okay, yes, next, please. The topic for you is, every man should learn to cook. Every man should learn to cook.
Okay. So good evening everyone. So in this day and age of gender equality and feminism, it becomes extremely important for every man to learn to cook. This is because we have relegated the task of cooking to women in our past, throughout our societies. So I feel that men should be able to, since women are earning these days, since they are an extremely important part of our labor force, so men should also be able to help her out by helping her with the household tasks. And besides that, cooking is an extremely enriching hobby. So I myself also like to cook. So I feel that you get to know a lot about various spices and various creative, you can become extremely creative while cooking. So yeah, I feel that everyone should learn to cook irrespective of their gender. Thank you.
Now the thing is, how to add flavor to any topics. Let's say if you ask any topic, that is of course you've given your opinion, you've given your reason, you've given that for your approach. But add some. Always remember in any city to make it better, spice it up. So how do you really spice up the topic by adding humor, especially the best type of humor to add are self-deprecating jokes. That is in which you make fun of yourself. That you know, friends, you know the important thing is not that everyone should know to cook, but the thing is what is he cooking? Play with the words. Do some word play. That is, you need to cook up new things every day. You need to cook up things to speak lies. For example, I cook up a lot of stories to my parents in order to survive, also to my boss to survive. So of course, every man should learn how to cook. Do a word play. But even if you don't make it humorous, so friends, like also yesterday, I was cooking a lot of things. And of course, I spoiled something or the other. Whenever I get yelled upon, but that doesn't stop me from getting from cooking. So just try to do some wordplay, make it more interesting, add some more masala to any speeches to make it more impactful. That's what public speaking is all about, connecting with the audience. Okay, next. Please. Your topic is give your brain as much attention as you give it to your head, and you will be found intelligent. Give your brain as much attention as you give to your head, and you will be 1,000 times better.
Good evening, friends. This is a very good topic. So we all want our happy black and neat homes and everything. But what is the training we are giving to our mental health? What is the training we are giving to our brain? That's very important. So the best way to keep our brain better every day is to read books. Speak well with them. Taking the people skill with the people. So when you talk, if you read a lot of books, definitely it's going to give you a lot of information, a lot of knowledge, and also making a healthy habit like yoga. Specifically today, nowadays we are taking yoga as a main mental well-being, recommended by a lot of doctors, a lot of practitioners, trainers. So I request all you people to start reading books and do some yoga to make you have a mental well-being. Thank you.
One or two more topics I think, so I think that will be wrapping it up. So we have a little bit over time. Okay, so how do you look at that? So I'll give it up. The topic for you is what the last person spoke was absolutely wrong. What the last person spoke was absolutely wrong.
Now, though you sometimes you think that if you take care of your brain as much as possible, it will be good. But if you want to make an impression to someone, as a guy who have a hair for problem, I think you need to take care of your brain and the thing is most simultaneously. If you have so much stress, at the same time you are going to have so much hair fall. So if you are actually taking care of your hair, simultaneously also helping your brain as well. Because if you stop having stress, you are actually taking care of your hair. So whatever he said, he only focuses on brain. But if you are taking care of your hair as well, it will go simultaneously. And if you take care of your hair very well, you will look smart in front of everyone. You will not judge every time when you meet someone. And if you won't judge someone, you will always feel confident in front of everyone. Like after I have my hair treatment, my hairfall was low, my hair was not that much high that it used to be before, and now I feel confident that I will stay with someone because I am looking smarter. How I was looking previously. So yeah, you have to give as much attention to your brain, hair as well, if you will attention to your brain, because it will help you simultaneously in the both directions. Thank you.
Actually, one of the ways to really approach this type of question, controversial question, because that is what the last person spoke was absolutely wrong, is to go against the topic. That is, if you go against the topic, you are able to express it more clearly. That you can just say to me, sir, I do not agree with your view. So that leaves you more space to open up and to agree with the topic. So these are just an example of when you should go against a topic. You don't always have to agree to the topic, whatever is given. Try to play a devil's advocate and try to go against it. Alright. So one last person who would like to really come up. Any last person? Anyone? Again, this is a slightly tricky question. Tricky type of topic which has been asked before in Toastmasters in different districts. Like there are certain stores, like I don't know if you've heard the name of 7-Eleven. It's an international store, and that is open 24/7. So now the thing is that if 7-Eleven is open 24 hours a day, why do their doors have a lock? If 7-Eleven is open 24/7, why do their doors have a lock?
Okay, so this is something I'm hearing for the first time also. But if they have locks on the door, it may be because they don't want the thief to come inside, even if they are available 24/7. And the other reason I think would be to ensure the crowd don't rush. Maybe can you give a little context at why is it and how long are they doing this whole thing?
It's been there for the past 30 years. It's an international store, grocery store.
Okay. So really, this is the thing because of a very less context about the topic. I won't be able to make it up. But yeah. Would you like to guide me?
Okay. See, the thing is that it's again a tricky topic, but I've deliberately given it up. Okay, so that anytime you get faced with these type of topics, how to approach. So the first thing is that what exactly is 7-Eleven? 7-Eleven is a shop. Any shop in the world is guided by Shops Act of their own respective country. So any shop, if it is under Shop Act, so of course, if it's a full-fledged shop, they need to have a door and a lock. Let's say even if they want to take an insurance for the shop, that insurance will only be valid if you have a proper protection feature in your shop. So again, think of it from that way, that why would any shop be having a lock despite it being 24/7?
This was something basic.
Yes. So that's it. Let's think out of the box. Whenever you any tricky topics. That's what is all about. Okay. Then again, basically there are certain things which you can again inject in any particular table topic to make it more spicy or more humorous. That is, even if a shop is open 24/7, it logically doesn't mean that it doesn't require a lock. A lot of things by word they may sound different than what they actually mean. Okay. Then give an example. For example, even if you take a lot of dishes in the world, for example, French fries do not have France in it. Even if you see Kashmiri pulao, does it have Kashmir? So a store having even which is open 24/7, it logically doesn't mean that it's not going to have lock. It doesn't mean that it's going to be safe, even if it's open 24/7. So please do not go by words. Go by logical thinking on why you would require a loan. Okay, so always answer in such a way. Okay. So with this, we end the topic because we've gone a bit over time. And then, but feel free to contact me anytime if you have any anything else if you would like to know. Of course, these slides will also be available to you by our institute in case, because there are a lot of topics in this which I could not also cover lack of time. So feel free to also practice those topics, controversial topics, and how you would approach it. That's the way to look at it. And there are a lot of videos also available on YouTube in which you got videos of winners of table topics. So just see what is the approach they have taken and how you would have approached a similar topic which would have completed. Okay. So that's it for me. Thank you everyone.
The session is not completed yet. Okay, such a wonderful session, and the one thing which I learned from the session is that don't be logical whenever you are getting topic, because after going back to my seat, I was thinking that what best I just did. So yeah. Such a wonderful session, and I hope you got to learn a lot of things, and now you can confidently come to the stage and speak on a topic regardless of the topic which you are given. So, yeah. Now coming to the most important part of the meeting, the evaluation round. And as I told you that today we had just two roles, timer and half master. So the very first person I would like to call is Hug Master, the chocolate person of the room, Toastmaster Morgan. Okay, in the meantime, I would like to call Toastmaster away to give the report of timer.
So good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests, and so on. So as per my report, all are qualified. So I don't have much more to say. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you for such a comprehensive report. Now, may I ask if you are ready to sponsor? Okay, in the meantime, I would like to call guests who have came for the first time, and they are going to be like. First of all, introduce yourself to what's your name, what you are currently doing, and how was your experience for today's today?
Good evening, everyone. I am Krishalina. Currently, I am pursuing Masters in Physics, and today I am here to build my communication skills because from childhood I am an introvert and shy girl, and in today's world it is not relevant to be like this. And for self-growth, it is always better to build your individual personality rather than being good in studies only. And this session was very effective, although I am very nervous right now. I think it was very helpful. I'll surely think to join you again. Thank you.
I had also been an introvert for quite a long time, but Toastmasters was one of the platforms which helped me to get out of the comfort zone and be more presentative and get rid of that fear of public speaking. So, are you ready to speak? So please help me welcome the master of today's meeting, Toastmaster Morgan.
Thank you, Toastmasters. Alright everyone, now it's time for the most interesting session of part of this session. For which now let's start this session and questions will be
multiple choice. Except there are no choice. So start with first question. No clubs are there in across the world. No.
Clubs are there across the world.
Guests can answer this. Yes.
60,000 plus.
16,000.
Right.
Observe.
Toastmaster did ask for number of turns required to flip a bottle. How many turns he asked?
Master Deep.
Toastmaster did
I was asking a question and
asked to perform better.
I raise the phone.
Yeah.
5 times.
Yeah. Please give. Can anyone guess the name of the psychologist?
Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud.
Yes.
Are you also the introvert?
Smart.
I know it.
Toastmaster Deep have received how many number of leads till the time to start the online club? Any guess?
We also want to okay?
Yes. During the speech, Toastmaster DTM sir gave example of health.
Give example of
Health. Who is that person? Yes. What last question? Toastmaster Hitesh mentioned that what is the necessity to play the bottle correctly?
beside me here.
Yes.
Water quantity in the bottle.
There are more.
There were
No,
two.
There are
no,
three.
no.
Yeah.
There are three criteria.
Yes.
Right on the water.
Yes.
Better.
Last one.
There are three, right? Quantity of water, then pressure,
Second one,
and
what?
pressure,
Third one.
and
Last
technique.
one.
Okay, technique.
No.
No.
It was the angle. Now I'm
Cheating. It's the angle of the pressure and the quantity of water. सबको अलग-अलग topic चाहिए.
Very.
Now it's time to wrap up my role as the art master. Thank you very much for your listening. Now over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you for telling me the chocolate. So now we have come to the end of the meeting. I hope you all enjoyed the session and you are today going home with a lesson that how to give impromptu speaking and how to flip the bottle. I can not able to find it. So yeah, two things you have learned today, and now it's time to end the meeting. But there's nothing left. So it's time to end the meeting. In meantime, I would like to call two more guests to come on the stage and share their experience. May I have you, ma'am?
quite an interesting meeting. I got to learn a lot. Something that I personally struggle with while public speaking or attempting to speak publicly was to have coherence in what I'm speaking. So I hope you all know what coherence means. Something which, like, I have different ideas in my mind if I'm given a topic, but how to make sense of those topics? How do they come after each other so that by the end of it, I am making sense? So I think the techniques that sir taught, I think I now understand how to, use those techniques, and by practice, I think people have to practice. So I now know how to, inculcate those things. So I had a great time, and I have certainly learned a lot.
Both of you can come. Introduce yourself.
Good morning everyone. This is my second visit. I have learned today many things like table topics, what are the table topics, how to deliver, how to express, how to be the body language. I learned a lot of things today. Yeah, that's a great session. Thank you everyone.
My first class where I really enjoyed whatever is taught by sir. Like it is my first session here, and I was like invited by my friends, and I really enjoyed this.
So I tell you, we had a great session today. So now I would like to call our area director, Toastmaster located to facilitate this break to detail learning, sir. Before we invite detail learning, sir, I would like all you to know the who is Naveen, sir. So our club started about 8 years ago, and he was the person who was one of those people who started this club. He is also called the Vishnu Pitane for Toastmaster Rajasthan, because he was the person who played Toastmaster in Rajasthan. In the first club was Vishnu Toastmaster. After that, our club was started, and from that time, he has been supported each and every club. Whenever, if anybody have the experience of being his mentee, you just have to put up the message that Naveen sir, I need some help with this particular thing. He will send you Zoom link right away, and he will guide you even at 12 a.m. in night. Whether he is in India, whether he is outside, he mostly lives in Singapore, and even if he is in Singapore, he will make up some time to help you with anything. And today he delivered such a wonderful session to all of you. And he is one of those persons who not only mentored us, but also mentored the world champions as well. He never told this in but the kind of person, he is the reason why we all here today. The venue we are in, he is owned by him, he never charge any money, he always there for us. And with the, from the all about the GTC family, we would like to thank you, sir, for your always good work.
These are all my trips. The one I'm telling you about why the trips are important. And all the different exotic places. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So with this, I end up the meeting number 543. Now I request everyone to come on the stage for a group photo.
Here up.
नहीं मेरा नहीं है मैं बट रिकॉर्डिंग कैन ऑफ राइट रिकॉर्डिंग कैन ऑफ नहीं है तो अलग से स्टॉप ओके हाँ हाँ ओके जाओ जाओ